One of the most challenging things for shore-bound anglers is being able to have access to productive waters. Oftentimes what happens is when we first start fishing, we keep going back to these well-known public spots because that's where everybody knows to go. Well, the issue with that is it's overcrowded, it's overfished, and when you go there time and time again, oftentimes you're having marginal success at best and it gets frustrating. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you a tool that I use to find productive areas. A lot of these places are not very well known, and you can have the potential of having these places all to yourself. And let's get right into it. I want to show you this tool. I am going to go over Charleston, South Carolina, and the reason why I'm picking that is because I'm not really familiar with that area, but this tool works anywhere. It even works in freshwater, not just inshore saltwater. But we're going to do this kind of live right here. I've been to Charleston before, but I don't know the area that well, so we can poke around here and we'll do real time the things that you're going to be able to see, even though you might not know the area. So let's get started. Again, this is going to be Saltstrong's Smart Spots app, and I used to use Google a lot, Google Pro, whenever I was traveling the country looking for potential spots to fish. The issue with using Google Pro is you really kind of had to know the area a little bit, and then you can use Google Pro to, scout the area. But with the different layers that we have in our Smart Spots layer, it'll actually eliminate some of that negative area that you can't go. So there's a bunch of different layers, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on 3 of them. The first one is going to be launch spots. Now, what launch spots are is they are spots for small craft, so for kayaks, for SUPs, and this is important because this gives us water access. The next one is going to be boat ramps. So we're going to turn that on so you can see they're starting to populate there. And then the last one, this one's big right here. This one's going to be public land. So what this is it's land owned by the local government, by state, by county, even national parks. And what we're going to do is we're going to use these layers to help us find some spots. So what I'm doing with the public land is I'm looking for this public land that's near water. And that's these yellow shapes. There's going to be some green ones. There's going to be some purple ones, and each one's going to mean a little bit different. But what I can do is I can actually kind of look around here and I can see different ones. So if I go, let's do this one here. We've got a yellow spot right there with a kayak launch. So if I zoom in, it looks like we've got some parking right in here, and then we've got some water access with a little pier right there. And if I click on that little yellow box right there, it says it's an open access. It gives us the name of the park and who owns it. So this all looks good right here. Looks like we definitely have some public access to that. And then this is where some satellite imaging really helps out. So we've identified an area, but we might not know exactly what it looks like. So what I can do is I can use this little dude right here, and I can drag him over, and let's say any one of these little circles, one of these little spheres, you can drop him on top of that, and what it does is it puts you in that spot. So I can scroll around and kind of survey the area before I even go out there. And this is really cool because it gives you an idea of what it looks like without being there. So if you've never been there before, it gives you the lay of the land. And this is really cool. So if we go over here, we can actually click down here and we can kind of walk down this pier right here. And what I'm looking for when I'm doing this is I'm looking for signs that say no fishing, no trespassing, private property, stuff like that. So you can even eliminate it before you drive out there. But this is all looking good. It's a public park. It looks like it's a good place to go. And little signs like this will tell me. So if I look and I zoom in right here, you'll see that little spot right there that dips down, and there's one right there. What that typically is that's for ADA compliance for wheelchair access to go fishing. So when I see that and I don't see any, signs of no trespass or anything like that, these are good signs. So I like the looks of this. This is definitely a place that I would check out. And what I can do is I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And there's another feature right here that another layer that we have. It's called Smart Spots. These are potential spots that are good places to fish that have, higher than average productivity. And as you can tell, this whole area is marked as a smart spot. And if I click on that, performance great. So we've got basically land access that has that's marked as a smart spot. So this is definitely a place that you would want to check out. And it doesn't look like it's a place that's very busy. So that's cool in itself. So if I scroll around, let's go. Here's another little spot right here. Looks like we've got Shim Creek Boardwalk is what they call that. We'll click on that public layer right there, and it says local government owns it, open access, city land. So we'll close that out, and then let's take our little dude right here and drop it on one of these little spears. Okay, so now, again, what we can see here is we actually see people fishing. So we know, or we have a good idea, unless they've changed things since this picture was taken, that this has fishing access to it. So really cool. And let's go ahead and pull this out right here. And what we can do is, again, I'm going to go ahead and pull up that smart spot, and we'll click on that. And it looks like it is smart spot adjacent over here on the outside, but I do like the looks of it. Let's turn that off. We've got a creek that's flowing out. This boardwalk is right here at the mouth of it. I really like the looks of that. So again, looks like it's a good potential spot, but this might be one of those spots that, you know, gets crowded on the weekends. Maybe a good weekday spot because it does look popular, but it does give you a place to access that water. And what we can do is just scroll down. Here's another spot right here. This is a kayak spot. Let's go ahead and drop our dude right there. And then we'll open that up. It looks like, yeah, it looks like we got a little spot right here. This must be the kayak launch. And then we've got an area, looks like they've built, you know, to have access to that creek that you can fish off. Now, I'm not seeing any no fishing signs or anything like that, so that's a good thing. And then what we got here is, this is always a good sign. So if we've got, you know, a little dumpster right here, a little trash can right there, I've often find that they put these here to help people with, you know, that are going to spend time there angling, fishing, that you can have a place to throw away your trash. So it doesn't look like there's, you know, any bad thing, you know, any no fishing sign. So that's just no parking. Really like the looks of that. So again, what we're doing is we're just poking around. We're looking for potential places to go to find some fishing. So let's move down a little bit, see if there's anything down here. We go down here. Yeah, we got even more water access right here. And again, not really seeing any no fishing signs here. So that's really cool. So, you know, what you can do is just go around, poke around on the map right here and see what you can find. Here is another one. So we'll click on that one. This one is Fort Sumter. I don't know if there's any fishing allowed in Fort Sumter, but what we can do is we can drop right down here on that. We can take a look at the beach, and looks like we definitely have some access down there. This must be taken late, early morning, late in the evening, something like that, but potentially has some spots to go fishing. If we go down here, looks like we got a little landing right there. Let me see if I can pull that dude right there, and we can take a look at that. So here's another one right here. We got deadly currents. Stay out of the water, you're going to get fined. And then we start, you know, scrolling around, looking for clues, looking for little signs of things. I don't see any no fishing access or no fishing signs, so that's really cool. But it does look like it's a good beach. We got some rocks out here. Definitely got some potential there. And then if we pull this up, let's see if that is a smart fishing spot. Smart spots, and yeah, it's labeled as a smart spot. So, but as you can tell, this is just a really good way of being able to check out a bunch of different spots without having to drive around. Now, again, this is just satellite images, this is just maps. You still want to check each one of these spots individually, but you can get a good idea of places to go to and not go to the same old places that are crowded, overfished. And if you're looking for this app, this is called the Salt Strong Smart Spots, and this is where you buy your apps on your phone. So if you got an Apple or Google, just go to where you get your apps and you're going to be able to find it. That's called the Salt Strong Smart Spots. And we do have that available on PC, and that's going to be at saltstrong.com. So I completely understand the struggles of shore-based anglers whenever you don't have water access and you keep going back to the same spots over and over again with marginal success. So hopefully this helps you out finding some new spots. So one, you can catch more fish, and also you don't have to do it standing shoulder to shoulder like a rock concert to do that. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put those down in the comments below and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, I really do appreciate you watching, and I hope your next trip out there is a great one. Bye.